It's like with my life right now, I only have this much capacity to what I can handle. I can't handle any other things right now. Like knowing about Kanye and all that, I'm not even up to that. Like I'm trying to figure out my divorce. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna fucking like get this card fixed. I'm trying to figure out what graduation.
Right.
What am I
Yeah.
gonna do? Like
The success and failure of any relationship is based on how well we're able to communicate with each other.
mhm,
More importantly, ourselves. As humanity, right now, we are probably having the hardest time in humanity, in human history, of being able to communicate with each other. It's all across the board. It's not just in
Yeah.
the United States.
Yeah.
It's happening all around the
Everywhere.
world.
I believe it.
And the only way I feel like we can create impact in that direction is really learning how to communicate well within ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if we are able to communicate well with ourselves, we begin to have a healthy relationship with ourselves. And then if we have a healthy relationship with ourselves, that I am worthy, that I am of value, that I am a gift, that I have something to contribute, and you put that into the world, you find out what it is that you're great at, the gift that you are, and do that, that's how you fucking make change. And if everybody is doing that collectively, that's how you change the world.
Yeah. So what does that look like as far as it like in relation to what is happening right now with all of the information? So like how can that what does that look like to someone who's like, okay, there's like all of these platforms, all of these information, and yeah, you can stop, you can exclude yourself or you can like isolate yourself, but it's not gonna stop. That's gonna continue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keeps
Like
going.
that's gonna continue. It's gonna
Mhm.
keep moving forward. It's gonna keep
Mhm.
moving, period.
Mhm.
It's like stopping it, you not only it's like, okay, well, where does it go beyond stopping? Like, is there more that you can do? Like, right? So that's when you talk about then you're going inward
Mhm.
and you start internalizing and instead of like living externally,
Mhm.
then you begin to live internally.
Mhm.
But then you put the focus on yourself and be like, fuck, what is it that I want to fucking believe? What is it? What are
Mhm.
my beliefs? What do I
Exactly.
what do I how do I what is my purpose? What do I want to do? Like how do I become happy? Like how do I navigate? How do I want to operate? It's like all these things.
Mhm.
And then you'll know it's like, okay, well, does that affect me? And like that's why I don't like news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like watching news. Like
No.
I appreciate it. I'm not gonna go out and like start watching it. I appreciate when somebody tells me like, oh, this happened. It's like, oh wow, that happened.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, like because I feel like I only have capacity. Like with my life right now, I only have this much capacity to what I can handle. I can't handle any other things right now. Like knowing about Kanye and all that, I'm not even up to that. Like I'm trying to figure out my divorce. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna fucking like get this card fixed. I'm trying to figure out what graduation.
Right.
What am I
Yeah.
gonna do? Like what
Yeah.
um there's just so much energy that we're putting towards that. And I'm not saying like that's bad. It's just like you get to choose how much you put energy towards that external
Mhm.
whatever that's going on, and how that affects you. How does that benefit
Mhm.
you when you do that? What does that serve? What does that do for you?
Mhm.
Like, like I want to know. Like, but for me personally, it's like, yeah, I want to take a detox too, like on social media. Like I'm thinking
Mhm.
about that. And I think that's good once in a while. And knowing what's more important is like knowing why I'm doing it
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it?
Yeah.
But
A,
yeah.
a lot of it is that it's that self-awareness and being able to look inward, right? And in addition to that, it allows you to start to create a different relationship with the outside world. You get to practice holding things differently. Like for me, like the news used to be like, oh God, it created so much stress. I'd fall on one side of the line, one side or the other. But now it's just like I hold it differently in how I intake the news, and
Mm,
it doesn't hold that energetic,
Yeah.
mm,
emotional charge for me anymore.
mm,
So it's it's finding those like little nuances, those little hacks in how you relate to the world. And that helps you to find that more ease, flow, and grace. And that's more in your alignment, more in alignment with your mission statement and your North
Right.
Star.
Yeah, that reminds me of like my classmate. She's into, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the human design.
Mhm.
According to human design, the era where we were at is like external, like everything
Mhm.
external. We're living,
Mhm.
right? And there was a shift that happened, and I think that was during COVID, to where everybody was forced to then look within. And that's when like the true shifted, the shift happened collectively. As far as like my perception of it, it's like, we were forced to look within, and that's why like all of these like spiritual things are like happening. That's more like there's so much more like on the social media of like being mindful, awareness, meditation, right? I don't know where I'm going with this, but like that's what came up for me when you were talking about like the news, how you hold it, how you hold
Mhm.
Yeah.
it. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's great. That works for you. That's within your
Mhm.
alignment, right?
Mhm.
And that's what's like for me, it's like I don't have to be like you. You're you, and I
Mhm.
appreciate that. So like
Mhm.
and I think like people tend to just like kind of like want to just do what other people are doing
Mhm.
because that's kind of like what we're
That's how we've been
Being
conditioned.
tribal. Yeah.
Yeah.
People
like
want to be people want to be together in that.
right,
Yeah.
right. But it's like, no, like you don't have to think you don't have to believe what I believe. Like you can have your own beliefs, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can have, not only can you have your own beliefs, but we can also respect each other and still have a healthy
Yeah.
relationship.
Yes, exactly.
And another perfect example of how to hold things, like even like in your diagnosis, the doctor saying that it's creating new pathways, or you've lost neural pathways. So what's happening? So now you get to hold that. It's like, oh, okay, this is great. You mean I'm getting to create new neural pathways? Like that's what how you can start to hold it
Mhm.
differently,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah,
and it has a different energy to it.
yeah.